What's up, everyone? What's going on? It's your boy Casey back here with another amazing episode here at KSpot. It's been a while since I last updated what was going on. Always I come through with some updates that are happening in the lovely city of Athens, in the ancient beautiful city of Athens and Greece and Europe news, like around the neighboring everything and the world at large. I try to come here and share with you my experiences every day, I would say, even though I don't post every day, but I do give you experience that I collect everything and put it together for one episode. And since I've been a bit long, of like 2-3 weeks, I think, so that means this episode could be a bit longer, but fair enough, bear with me. A lot of things have happened. I will try to travel back, and I'll start with the current situation, what's happening. And then after, I will try to, to review a few things that happened, which I'm pretty sure that everybody knows. First and foremost, it's a sad situation to be where we are right now regarding the whole, pandemic, which is really taking the wrong turn again. It's picking up, and it's just very sad to see. For example, today, the Greek Prime Minister just announced some new regulations that have to go in effect on Tuesday. Talking about times like this limiting movements. I think you have to stop moving around midnight until 5 a.m. There's a curfew that's just put in place. And it's already been there, but they've just updated the new rules. They've added some indoor activities that have been shut, like indoor gyms, some shops that have been shut, but the schools, I think, have been left. So it's like a partial lockdown. It is not like a total lockdown that we had like before, so it's kind of a partial one, just to see if the numbers get a bit down. It's really bad, and I thought by this time we'll be a bit over it. And as the summer left, things turned out to be the opposite. Is like the numbers kept on growing. But anyway, in the Prime Minister's speech today, he tried to say that the early reaction is something that it could be done in order to avoid, the big problems that could happen if the reaction is done a bit later. Giving an example of what is happening in Germany and in France, actually. So that's why he doesn't want to see that happening in Greece. So, as you know, that Germany has done some lockdown, and France. Talking about France, it's not so good when it comes to what's going on there as well. It's just going to be I've just shifted that one quick. It will be a good turning point for me to bring in France at the moment, though I was still looking at Greece. But this religious tension and protests that are going on right now, it's not a good thing. It's a controversial issue about Islam as a religion, and the statements that Macron made, which sparked really very, very different reactions and protests in multiple cities, including Athens, actually, because I think there was a protest today, on Wednesday, and there's one which is being organized tomorrow on Sunday, the 1st of November, and it's planned to be on the main square of Athens, that is the Syntagma Square. So I don't know what's really going to happen with that, because if you see with the whole situation of like the lockdowns and all this kind of stuff, and then you have the protests, I think that makes it a bit hard for the regulations to happen, and it's going to be a bit difficult, because the gatherings are confirmed to be this, the main, areas or regions of like the high transmission. So imagine in the protest, there's no precautions that can be taken by everyone who is involved. So you can expect that to be nowadays, like in looking at it from the point of regulating the whole, COVID. So you may think it's not a good idea, but anyway, there's also the tensions that are going on. There's support because it's a religious thing, and you have the Muslim, we have the Muslim brothers and sisters everywhere. So, and it's like a solidarity thing. You have to stand with everyone. So it's really sad at this point that we still have these unrests based on religion, and in the sad news, yesterday we had a terrible earthquake happening and really causing some really big damages on the island of Samos, which is one of the islands in Greece, but they happened to get a really bad take of it. So it damaged homes and the water level rose, which wasn't so good, and we just pray that the locals, they get the assistance, and whoever listens and you have to find a way to help. If you're listening from Greece here and you have any way to help the Samos Island or the locals anywhere, or you have family members, have friends from the island. I have a friend who is actually, and I phoned her to see if she's good, because you don't know what can happen to anybody. So if you have anyone, you have to reach out and see how they're doing after all this tragic situation of this earthquake that happened yesterday. And it also hit like the neighboring Turkey, in the province of Izmir, I think, in an area called Simire. So it happened to be there, and some buildings fell, and there was some controversy that happened when the Greek Prime Minister sent some condolence messages to Turkey, and the Turkey replying in the same way. Some people didn't like that. I remember read an article where one of the authors said, what did this guy say? He said, there is no, what did he say? He said, there is no earthquake diplomacy, something like that, yeah. He's like, he didn't, buy the fact that, there's no earthquake diplomacy when Turkey sends the roach race to the Aegean and the Berber roach to Cyprus. It's got this author said like that. He doesn't see that was a good move. But when you're a leader, I think leading a country, it's not an easy thing. You're faced with so many situations which require like a tough decision making, and that's what makes a leader a leader. So in this situation, the Prime Minister put all the differences behind them, and they were like, we have to stay together in this challenging situation, which involves losing life of the locals. So that's why he sent this message to Turkey, irrespective of the tensions that are going on in between them. So that aside, It's a lot of shooting. It's quite of a mess, unfortunately. It's quite of a mess because you see, even in the same tragic earthquake, there are two students were killed actually on the island, which is also bad. They had a wall collapsed, and it cost their life. That is very sad, and should pray for them and be their souls to rest in peace. 2 days ago, the 28th, Greeks was celebrating the No Day. The No Day. Oh, as they call it, the Ohi Day. Yes, it was celebrated on the 28th of October. Unfortunately, most of the time I enjoy watching the celebrations on this day, but because of the whole COVID situation this time, it didn't happen quite much. But I remember, I think last year I was on the island of Mykonos, and I watched all these little students dressed and going out and parading. It's fun to watch. You can see how this whole pandemic is just affecting the lives and the normal, daily lives of the locals and the people wherever it's happening. For example, Greeks are normally celebrant people, like so many festivalities that happen. And we're also entering that season of, like this Christmas heading up. There is the end of year, and you have the New Year, just a festive season loading up. And with this lockdown, we don't know what's going to happen until the end of November. Actually, that's why they put up these new regulations for a month. Something which is a thing happened in the UK. I think Boris Johnson did the same thing. He gave in a month-long lockdown because it's really worse in the UK as well. It's like, I think the cases, they hit 1 million. I think that's what I think I've just read about as well. So that's why they put up that 1 month lockdown. What I'm saying, like the similarity in these lockdowns is the economies are trying not to close down, like to shut completely, which really makes sense because the damage is already done, which is really massive. And if we have to go back in another total lockdown, you don't know how things are going to turn out. So for that reason, I think that's why. Though there is a state also trying to to find measures to curb the whole spread, it's also, I think, an individual responsibility. At least you try to watch yourself, because it starts from an individual basis. If you take care of yourself, you watch out with your health, that means you are going to protect even the people you're going to be associating with. I mean, your family, your close, your loved ones. So if you're healthy and you protect yourself, protecting only yourself, but also the people around you. So if you really love them and care for them, you have to be alive for them, and they have to do the same. I think that's how it all has to start. So we have to be individually responsible of being safe, and then that can impact in the whole society, and then we can maybe hopefully have a really joyful Christmas. We miss those days where we used to gather and have a good time. But anyway, that's what happened. There's something that we don't know, nobody knows. There's a lot of going on right now in the news. For example, on Tuesday, the United States is going to be voting. There's a lot of heat also coming through after that one. There's a lot of hate going on. I'm trying to handpick these top stories that are like already happening anyway, and we know it's already known that it's going to be happening. So the United States, they're preparing for that vote. There's a lot of tension between these two candidates, the president himself, Trump, and Biden. So I think today is not tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the last day for the thing. No, I think they have to go until Tuesday. Yeah, that's when it's going to happen. Anyway, the thing is they're going to have to vote, and we don't know what's going to be the result there. If they're going to be changing their government, all kind of stuff. We pray for them that things turn up. They get a peaceful transition if it has to happen, or whoever's going to be, whoever wins, whoever does whatever they have to do. We just wish them the good luck for that. I've been around by the way, coming back to traveling, sorry for that little pause, but I was trying to look into some of the things. Like when, I always try, as I told you, I like traveling as well. It's one of my biggest things. So once I'm doing the news, I always have to include the travel news to show. Though right now the travel industry is still in shambles, so but we pray everything stands around to be. But there's some good changes, the positive ones that we can talk about. For example, Athens is named as was named as one of the friendliest cities in Europe, and I cannot argue with that. As a foreigner in Greece, I can really just say that is 110% on. Not only Athens, but generally Greece as a country and a native is really nice. Country. You have this list of friendliest cities in Europe, you have Galway, Ireland, you have Dublin, you have Valletta, Valletta in Malta, you have Oporto in Portugal, you have Lisbon in Portugal, you have Bologna in Italy, you have Edinburgh, yeah, that's right, Edinburgh in UK, and then you have, that is a hard name to pronounce, Reykjavik, Iceland. And then Athens comes in at the 9th place with 92%, which is fair enough. And then you have Helsinki, which is in Finland. And I think it's a true. These cities, I haven't been to most of them, to all of them, but at least I can agree with some of the places. Just listen, Edinburgh, it's okay, and I haven't been to Portugal, unfortunately, but fair enough. If they say it, at least I can bear witness for at these places I've been to. I agree with that one. Also, there's you remember a while ago, the UK had they put out the list of the places on the red list. Most of the Greek islands were featured on this list, and one of them, the Mykonos, was part of there. But on Sunday, I think Mykonos was taken off that list of the red red zone islands, where you have to, if you're traveling from one of these places, you have to isolate yourself. So they made out they provided a new list. If you're arriving from Mykonos, the Canary Islands, the Maldives, and the Denmark, you don't need to self-isolate anymore. So once they take you off that red list, it means that at least they are sure about they're not worried about the status of the pandemic in that area. So Mykonos was once there, but on the red list, but now it was taken back off. And also, what else? There was a limit actually for passengers from Israel to the before, like there was a limit for passengers to, like, from Israel to Greece, and in between Greece and Israel. But um, Greece set like a new limit for passengers from Israel to 10,000 per week. Only 10,000 travelers from Israel are allowed to come to fly to Greece. So because before it was around like 5,000, so they put it up like to 10,000. So it's a kind of a good sign if you see some of the regulations being lifted. So that's why it's happening like when it comes to the travel. What else do we have? I always want to be like, I'm just walking through it just to make sure at least I cover some of the things that I didn't put up during the time that I wasn't here. And we have like there are 2 Greek hotels that won the TUI Global Hotel Awards. Those ones which are already, they tried to they were like 16 winners, so they always rate the hotels and international attraction to those hotels. So Greece has 2 hotels in that list of 16 hotels, I think, in the TUI group. TUI is a big travel company, so and if you have to feature on their list is a good reputation as an for anyone in the hospitality business. So that was that. Also, let's see what else can we talk about here now. There was also okay. Let's see something else. What else have we been talking about? Can I share with you guys? Okay. Today, there was also something that happened, which is, if you love history, like there was a 2,000-year-old gem seal depicting the Greek god Apollo that was found under the city of David. All right, so if you love history, it's just a nice thing. You can look it up. Let's go out outside Greece. I think this is much, but I can just go back so many days. Let's see. In France, there was also a Greek priest that was shot. That's really sad. I told you about the religious tensions that are happening around in France. So there's a Greek Orthodox priest that was shot twice in the stomach as he was closing the church, and that's a bad thing. As I remember, also mentioned about the earthquake that hit both Turkey and Greece. In Turkey, the death toll goes up to 39 people. You see, I thought this was really a tragic situation, which was not supposed to, which makes sense to pay the condolences for the lost lives, irrespective of the politics involved. In the technology, I wanted to talk about this. The iPhone 12 is coming out. Apple doesn't stop, and people are looking up about the apps. They're gonna be really big. So that is some tech news. It's it's a lot of updates. When it comes to, if you really enjoy following up with a new series and all kind of stuff, you can. There's a lot of apps that have been added into these gadgets. I'll have to take time a bit more just to explore these, to read up on these new features. But there's an update. The iPhone 12 AR. I think the most updates happen into the AR, function. But there it is. You get ready, get your wallet ready for that one. And today, by the way, it's Halloween. I don't know what character did you choose to be this year. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do no Halloween costumes because of the whole situation around it. I don't feel the joy and the fun that we used to have around it. So I kept it at home and didn't go anywhere. And I didn't bother to give me a costume. But if I was to get a costume, I don't know what would I be having this Halloween. I don't know. It's all not in a good mood to do it anyway. But you can still share with me what costume you chose to take for this Halloween. You can send me an email, or you can go to social media. Actually, I opened the Facebook page there, so we can interact from there. You can send me messages there, and we can share about what could be, what was your Halloween costume this year, this Corona year, 2020. This COVID-19 should be changed to COVID-20. It's no longer 19. It's messed up all the year of 20, and we should upgrade it to 20. As you see, everything is upgrading. iPhone is bringing the 12, so we should upgrade this Corona to 20. As soon as the year goes out, when this whole thing is still running, it's from 19. We have to add a 20 on that thing. So, it's been a little run through of what happened, during this period. I didn't update, and figuring out what name to give this episode. But I'm gonna find a name for this episode for sure. That's gonna be I think I'm gonna call it my lazy comeback. Lazy comeback. But it's been really, as I told you, I always enjoy sticking around and just share with you and let my mind and experience tell you about that. The next episode is going to be good. I have some nice story to share with you. And so let me just put this one up and hope you enjoy it. And thank you for sticking around. See you in the next one. Peace out.